Hey everyone, welcome back to Monday Motivation with Morgan. Happy to be here today to talk to you guys a little bit about how to strengthen your mindset and set yourself up for success. So I have 3 tips that I'm gonna give you to strengthen your mindset and really set you up for success, whether that's in your career, in your personal life, in the gym, or anywhere in between. So tip number 1 is how to really overcome obstacles that you're gonna face. And when I say obstacles, I wanna talk a little bit about things that you did not anticipate were gonna come and you don't really know what to do and how to make that next move. And so I think a lot of the times when we're facing an obstacle, we keep it inside of ourselves. And we're afraid to actually admit that, hey, I don't know what to do in this scenario, or I don't know anything about how to overcome this obstacle. So I think the first thing to do is just admit that, hey, you don't know everything, and that is absolutely okay. That gives you permission to actually be a little bit vulnerable and seek those perspectives and those answers from people around you. And so when you're faced with an obstacle, just be okay with not knowing everything. And that also leads me into kind of my next subtopic here of don't let that freak you out that you don't know everything, okay? Because I'm guilty of this, that sometimes my anxiety gets really, really, really high when there's a lot going around me. There's some obstacles coming my way. I don't exactly know how I'm going to overcome them, but my first step is always acknowledging that, hey, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be able to get through this. Let me actually put my head down for a minute and think about, what do I know about this scenario? What do I not know? What do I need to go find out? What are the answers I need to go find out? Or who are the people that I need to go talk to help navigate through this obstacle? So number 1 is just like admitting that obstacle and being okay with not knowing everything and seeing that as an opportunity to learn something new, a new skill set, a new negotiation tool, different perspectives to help you get through it. Number 2 is being in the right mindset, okay? So when you're facing an obstacle, being in the right mindset is very, very crucial, which is why I will always tell you that it is so important to surround yourself with the right people. Because let's be honest, the people that you surround yourself with, I think like the top 5 people that you surround yourself with, that's actually who you're gonna become. And so if you're constantly around people that are talking negatively or just have a negative mindset, you're gonna start to believe those things, whether you want to or not, because it is so hard to block that out if it's constantly being consumed. So being in the right mindset when you're facing obstacles, listen, if you're freaking out and then you talk to somebody on the phone and they're like doing the same thing, the two of that together is like terrible, okay? So you gotta really find those people that you can call and say, hey, I'm facing some really challenging things right now. What do you think? And then you better see on that receiving end that those people are actually gonna build you up, they're gonna cheer you on, they're gonna be like, you got this, here's how I would navigate it, and they're not gonna live in that pity and that victim mentality with you. So surrounding yourself with the right people is super, super important. And then I really just wanna lean in once again on asking for help, okay? Asking for help. I know I talked about that in my first tip, but I can't tell you how important it is to just be vulnerable and admit that A, you don't know everything, and B, that there's people around you that actually wanna help you. They wanna get on that boat with you and go through the storm, okay? And so let them be sources of help, and maybe you don't have those people around you in your life. This is permission and just a reminder to why you should be, always building new relationships, introducing yourself to new people at the gym or at work or in whatever social settings that you have. Get curious about the people in your life. Don't have those surface level relationships that aren't bringing value to you, and maybe you aren't bringing value to them anymore. And so just being willing to actually ask for help and receive that help and not think that you need to face every single challenge in your life alone. So those are my 3 tips on how to overcome obstacles that you may face in life. So another tip to strengthen your mindset is allow people to hold you accountable. So use those people in your life to stay accountable with your goals. So whether it's a personal goal, whether it's a goal that you have at work, or again in the gym, I know I've used those 3 different platforms quite a bit. I want you to speak it out loud. Speak your goals out loud. The number 1 reason why people don't say their goals out loud is because they fear of failure and they fear shame, okay, or judgment even. I would say that's the third thing. They have a fear of failure, a fear of judgment, and a fear of shame. So if that's you right now, I just want to encourage you so badly to speak your goals and your visions and what you want in this life. Speak it out loud, because number one, that's going to hold yourself accountable, right? You have put it out there that you want to do X, Y, and Z. And number two, if people love you enough, they're going to hear you with those goals and those visions, and they're going to hold you accountable. They're going to make sure that, that you are seeing yourself through and that you are doing the things that you said that you were going to do. All right, so speaking your goals out loud is my number one tip to keep yourself accountable for personal goals. So allow other people to help you stay accountable is so, so important. But guys, guess what? There's going to be people in your life that when you do speak those big goals and those visions for yourself, they're actually going to tear you down. Okay, it's happened to me. It's probably happened to you, and it's probably happened around you. Okay, it's just normal that people, unfortunately, it's normal that people will hear where you're going and they're going to get a little bit jealous. And what they can do in those moments is say, no, you can't do that. Oh, whatever. Or laugh at you, right? Maybe you're starting a new workout routine. Maybe you're starting to eat healthier. Maybe you're starting to take care of yourself in new ways. And people will actually make fun of you and laugh at you. And so please know that when you do start speaking some amazing dreams and goals into your life, that's going to weed out the wrong people. Okay. So going back to my comment about surrounding yourself with the right people and making sure that your mindset is being influenced in the right way, this is another reason why. If your friends are laughing at your goals, they're not your friends, okay? If your friends aren't excited about your goals, they're not your friends, okay? So please know that when you start to dream for a bigger version of yourself, it's going to weed out the wrong people that are in your life, and it's going to attract the right people. And that's why I think it's so important to speak your goals out, because someone else, maybe they're reaching for that same thing and you inspire them. And they're like, hey, let's do this together, right? I want to go to the gym 5 days a week too. Let's hold each other accountable and go at 5:45 every, afternoon, or whatever the case is. So there's two big reasons why you should speak your goals out loud. One, to hold yourself accountable, but two, to attract the right people that can hold you accountable. Okay, so I challenge you right now. What dreams, what goals do you have in your head that you have not said out loud? Okay, I sat at a women's conference and I went around the room with a bunch of women and I gave them all a mic, and they spoke so many amazing dreams and visions for themselves out loud. And here's the funny part. There was a handful of people that had the same type of goal, the same big vision, right? Creating a nonprofit to help, orphans, creating a nonprofit to support adoptions, right? And people are like, wait, I want to do that too. And it gave everybody in that room permission to dream bigger, but also it gave them permission to go lock arms with somebody else and be like, hey, let's work together. I have that same, ambition in my life. So it's just an amazing thing when you can surround yourself with the right people and you can speak those visions out loud, those goals out loud, and they're there every step of the way to see it through. All right, and my last point to strengthen your mindset is to learn from your mistakes. Okay, learning from your mistakes will make you a happier person and make you grow a lot more. So let's be honest, a lot of people don't like to admit when they're wrong or when they've made a mistake. But here's the beautiful thing. We all make mistakes every single day. We all fail in little and big ways every single day, or every single... Let me start that one over. All right, so my last point in strengthening your mindset is to learn from your mistakes. And when you learn from your mistakes, you're going to become a happier person. When you actually give yourself permission to admit that you made a mistake or a failure, the pressure melts away, okay? The weight is lifted from your shoulders. When you can just confidently say, yep, I made a mistake, I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to be better next time, okay? Because here's the reality. We all make mistakes every single day. We all have little and big failures every single day or every single year. There's things in our lives that don't always go perfectly, okay? But the beauty is in the lesson that you learn from those failures, from those mistakes. So how can you take that to become a better person and to learn from it and to not make it cover you in shame and, embarrassment and, again, fear of judgment? A lot of you will hold things in. A lot of us, we will hold things in, and mistakes that we made, decisions that you're like, dang it, why did I make that decision? But the more that you can own it and speak it, other people can't actually blame you for that because you've already admitted it. It's a beautiful thing when you can take full confident ownership of what you would have done differently next time. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for joining me on my 3 tips to strengthen your mindset and set yourself up for success. As always, you can find me here on Monday mornings, giving you some motivation. Thanks for tuning in.